Hey everybody, it's Sandy Alemian, spirit medium and life coach, and I'm really glad you're here. It's Mother's Day, and I wanted to do this very special Facebook Live in honor of anyone who has a mom in spirit, uh, anyone who has a child in spirit. So glad you guys are here. So while people are joining in, I want to share why I'm doing this video. I had a great day today. I spent the most of the day with my daughter, and then I went and visited my mom, who's almost 92, and I'll be talking to my son, who's in Portland, Oregon tonight. And it got me thinking this morning that Mother's Day isn't always happy for some people. And I think it's important that we sometimes acknowledge unspoken pain, because quite often it's unspoken pain that keeps us from feeling joy and living a life that we really want to live. And so I wanted to take some time tonight and gather together and hold the space for whatever is coming up for you. I think sometimes when you're going through something and you don't feel like the norm, it feels like let me just give you a for instance. Hi everyone. For instance, like when I remember after my daughter Talia had died, and it's almost 25 years now, you guys. But after Talia had died, I remember feeling like I felt like an alien, because very few people understood exactly what I was going through. Give me a thumbs up or a heart, or in the comments, let me know if you can understand this when you've gone through grief. And I often say that when you go through grief, it's like you're kerplunked in a foreign country, and you don't know how you got there, and you don't know the language. Like, people are speaking a foreign language, you don't understand them, you don't understand the language, and you have no idea how long you're going to be in this foreign country called grief, and you often have no idea how to find your way back home. And I've been there and I get it. And I think it's really important, again, that we come together. Yeah, here's what I'd like you guys to do. If you know anyone that needs to hear this tonight, if you know of anyone that has a mom in spirit or a child in spirit, especially on this Mother's Day, tag them in this, share this with them. So again, I want to hold this space. Thank you guys so much for being here. Whenever we come together in community, and when we can be with the energy that's here, I truly believe that we can transform whatever is coming up for you. So I'm not here to fix you, because there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be fixed. You might just need someone to be with you and to be with whatever you're in. So I'm curious, for those of you who have a mom in spirit or a child in spirit, type in the comments, what is the feeling that's come up for you today? For those of you who have a mom in spirit or a child in spirit, what does it feel like for you today? What comes up for you? Someone had written in, let's see, Marianne said frozen and alone. And you know what? It might even be that maybe you haven't had the relationship with your mom that you wished you had had. And that can feel like, that there's something missing there also. Or maybe you feel estranged from your children, and that can feel like there's something off on today. Because, everyone says, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. Your heart might not be feeling so happy. So Sue says, missing my mom, a bit sad. We're going to talk about the missing. Robin says the missing piece. Melanie says emptiness, lost, nostalgia. Oh, Anna says my heart is broken. Thank you so much for your comments. I wish I could, Claudette, I'm not quite sure what you're saying. I wish I could have them both back. I'm assuming that's maybe. Carla says emptiness. I know the little spirits are with me, but I wish they were here. It's hard. Mary Beth says missing the laughter and the hugs, missing her. It is, you guys. It's the missing. I did a Messages from Heaven in Stoughton on Friday night. And for those of you who have seen me do my Messages from Heaven event where I connect with spirit, I quite often start by saying, we are two things. We are physical beings. We have this clunky body, Some of our bodies are clunkier than others. But Carrie says, or the woman who wasn't able to have a child. Yep, got it. Shauna says, my heart is broken forever. Okay, cool. I'm going to keep going to the comments. So we are two things. We are physical body and we are spirit energy. When someone passes, it's as if they unzip from the physical and they exist purely as spirit energy. And the hard part for us, though, is because we are physical and we're human, the way that we connect with other people is through the physicality, right? So I know that I can see you and I know that you're in the room. I know that I can touch you. So I know that you're here. I can hear you. I can see you. So we are used to working with people in a physical way. We're used to communicating with them in a physical way. And so when someone goes non-physical on us, when someone does the transition called death, they go from physical, a spiritual being with a physical body, to purely spiritual being, we miss them because we miss the physical. So what I encourage people and what I teach people how to do is to tune in, come home, not just to your own spirit, your own soul, but from that place to learn how to tune into spirit energy. And I shared this story on Friday night. I will never forget this one session that I had done with a mom whose son had passed in a car accident, and she was so broken when she came to see me. She was in tears. She was in a tough place. And she said to me, Sandy, I just miss him. I miss him. I miss him. I miss him. And I said, I understand. I totally get that. I miss them. And I said to her, after I brought her son's energy through for her, I said to her, would you be willing to allow me to help you to have a connection with your own son in spirit? And she agreed. So I brought her into a quiet space, and I brought her into the place where I helped her to tune in, come home to herself and tune in to her son's energy. She did this with her eyes closed, and she said, Sandy, I see him. I see. Now, she wasn't seeing his physical presence. She was seeing his energy. And when someone dies, their energy will come together, and you might see what they looked like, but you might just see their energy. This woman, this client of mine, said, Sandy, I can see him. I feel him, and I see him. And I said to him, I actually had her go into a conversation with her son. And as she was in this conversation, it was incredibly healing for her. And then I asked her, tell me about the missing. In this moment, when you are in the connection with your son, tell me about the missing. And she said, it's gone. I don't miss him because I know I'm with him. Here's what you don't know. What you don't know, and what's keeping you perhaps in more pain, is that their energy is around us. Spirit energy it's not in a faraway place. Heaven is not up there, out there. Spirit energy is all around us. But sometimes our world is so loud and busy and distracted. And I know that part of my mission is to help you come back home to you and tune out the world and tune back into yourself, because this is where you'll hear your answers. This is where you'll find your connection to yourself. This is where you'll find the connection to your loved one in spirit. I said on Friday night at the Messages event, I said, most people are looking for spirit out there in the world, right? Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. Like, we look out there for the signs. We look out there for the cardinal. We look out there for the rainbow. We look out there for the butterfly. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. For the butterflies. And tell me, and again, this is beautiful, and I love when we look for signs. I see license plates with my dad's initials or 444. But we look out there for signs, and that's awesome, and that's a wonderful way of spirit getting our attention to the outside. But I have many people who say to me, Sandy, I'm not getting signs. I'm not getting them. So what I do is I point people back home to themselves so that you can have an internal experience. So let me just see some of the comments. Yeah. It's an incredible thing. Now, when I first teach people how to tune into spirit, sometimes people are like, Sandy, I'm not seeing anything, and I'm not hearing anything. And sometimes you put so much pressure on yourself, and you overcomplicate it and you overthink it, I want you to relax. And sometimes our grief can be so much that it gets in our way of sensing spirit. On Friday night, again at this Messages event, it was pretty cool because this one woman in spirit had passed, and I think she was 95 when she had passed. And this mom in spirit, the 95-year-old mom in spirit, said to her daughter who was in the audience, she said, "Will you please stop picturing me as an old woman? Because I'm not an old woman anymore." And what she meant by that was, she's not the physical 95-year-old anymore. She was pure energy, which is ageless and timeless. So I want to be with you guys right now. I want to be with whatever is coming up for you, and I want to hold a healing space for you. So, hi everybody. I know you want to feel your mom, and I know you guys want to feel your child. So let's be with this, okay? It will help to acknowledge what you're feeling first. So in the comment box, type in one word about what you're feeling in this moment. Doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to feel happy. You don't have to feel peaceful. Write down in the comments, what are you feeling in this moment? No judgment here. Everybody is welcome exactly where you're at. Here's what I found when I was going through my grief. Sometimes people had a hard time being with me when I was in grief. Not my family. My sisters were awesome, and my close friends were awesome. But the general public often has a hard time being around someone who's in grief because it might ping something in them. So everything is welcome here. Let's see. Oh, Mary says she's feeling love. Karen says she's feeling love. Shauna, empty, sad. Thank you. Happy Mother's. I was going to say Happy Valentine's Day. Hello. Lonely, love, emptiness. I love that you're bringing all of this here. Sad, and I'm assuming that's angry also, Chrissy. Sad. Okay, sadness, yep. Again, I'm not here to fix your sadness. Heavy. Not here to fix your heaviness. I just want to be with you. And I want to show you what can happen when you allow yourself to bring every part of who you are into this space. And we're just going to breathe with it. So, I want you to just breathe where you are. Just take a deep breath. Can you be with your sadness? Can you be with anger? Can you be with yourself? Or do you have to keep leaving yourself? Do you have to keep numbing yourself? Can you just be? Do you have to keep running away from yourself? If we run, you're just going to take whatever it is that's inside you. You're going to take it with you. But if you can sit and breathe and be, quite often what will happen is, through the breath, some of the emotion that's coming up, you'll actually create space for it to leave. I love, Cynthia, I love that you said praying. Prayer has become so important in my life because it connects me with my heart, it connects me with God, and it keeps my heart open. And I have found that I pray differently now than I used to pray. Some of my praying in the past came from desperation, like, please, please, please. And it's more like, now it more comes from an open heart. So let's just be here together. Yeah, Carla said a part of my heart is missing. So I'm going to take a breath with you guys, and we're going to just welcome all of the emotion that's here. We're going to welcome it, and we're going to love it. Here's why. When you hate any emotion that you have, how do I want to put this? Whatever you try and push away, whatever you hate will stay until you can come into acceptance with it. So, in this moment, we're going to love every emotion that's coming up for you. And I'm going to bring in an energy of love for you. to find you no matter where you're at. And it's okay. Wherever you're at is perfectly okay. You don't have to be anything other than what you're feeling in this moment. You're okay, and it's safe to be you right now. I just want you to know that. What came to me as I was preparing, not preparing for this because I don't prepare for these Facebook Lives. Maybe I should, but I was actually just putting some makeup on and fixing my hair. What came to me was, for those who have a mom in spirit, it might be more about giving yourself the nurturing that your mom might have given to you. You might have felt that your mom was the source of nurturing. And so the gift for you might be learning, how can I give myself this nurturing? How can I receive this nurturing? How can I give that to myself, and how can I receive it from myself? Renee says, I talk to my mom all the time, and you've taught me to reach and receive her. Oh, which gets me through till we meet again. Renee, I love that. I love how you said that you reach and you receive her. Oh, Renee, there's something to that, right? When you can receive spirit, wow, I'm getting goosebumps on that. Because it is, you receive through an open heart. When our heart is closed, you can't think about it. You can't receive anything through a closed fist. And when the shutter on your heart is closed, you can't receive. So that's why I always teach about opening the heart, opening the heart and keeping the heart open. So if you have a mom in spirit, just take a moment and receive from God, from your mom in spirit, or from your own self. Receive the love and nurturing that you may have received from your mom. It's right here. Everything is right here in this moment. Everything is right here. And if you have a child in spirit, it could be doesn't matter if it was an unborn child, whether it was miscarriage, an abortion, stillbirth, early childhood, young adult, doesn't matter how old the child was. If you have a child in spirit, what came to me was, there's a part of you that wants to give, and yet that you might feel like that child is not here to give that love to. And so that love might be backing up. So you might want to ask yourself, how can I give that love? Where can I give that love? And where can I receive my child's love still? It's all about giving and receiving love. Yeah. Take a moment and feel this, you guys. Carla says, I talk to my son every day, which gives me the strength to make it through my days. Carla, I love that you talk to your son every day. My question to you is, are you receiving? Are you receiving his thoughts back? Spirit is going to communicate with us telepathically, which means through thought. You can see thought pictures, you can hear spirit thought, you can feel spirit's energy. It's all there. So this really is about giving and receiving love. It's about giving to yourself what you feel that you can no longer receive from someone that has passed. And it's also about giving love to someone who is in spirit, that you maybe physically can't give them love. But that love is just aching to be shared and received. That's what this is all about. And when someone dies, we feel like we either can't receive or give love because we have associated that person as the source of giving our love to or receiving that love from. Wow. I just want to go with what's coming through. Source is within you. Your loved ones that have passed, their energy is within you. What they said on Friday night in the Messages from Heaven event, they said that you are breathing us in. You're breathing our energy in all the time. We're not separate from you. You're breathing us in. And so rather than looking out there, up there, out there for them, look to your own heart. Come back home to your heart. Chrissy says, I love this question. I hear this question all the time. Chrissy says, how do you know if it's real or if your head is just making up what you want to hear. Chrissy, I hear that all the time from clients who are just starting to learn how to connect with spirit. And in the beginning, you'll question it. That's what everyone does. You'll question it and you'll say, I think maybe that's just what I wanted to hear. When you learn how to trust it, and I've been doing this again for almost 25 years, when you learn how to trust it, you start doubting it less. And what I also have found is spirit talks to me in a way that I didn't normally talk to myself. And here's what I mean by that. Like when I get messages from spirit in my writing, or from my angels, or from God, the tone of that is very, very different than how I would typically talk to myself. Their messages are always going to come through with a tone of love and encouragement and truth. And sometimes the way we talk to ourselves is not really like that, because our messages to ourselves might be more judgmental, like, oh, I'm an idiot, why didn't I do that? Or I should be doing this, right? We come to ourselves, our self-talk a lot of times has a lot of shoulds in it. Spirit won't come through like that. God won't come through like that. They come through as a gentle nudging, a loving reminder, a loving, loving, gentle reminder. That's why I always want to bring people back home to themselves so that you can start listening. Your heart, too, you guys, your heart and your soul won't talk to you the way your ego talks to you. It's all through love. Carla says, how do you make yourself more open to receiving? Oh my goodness, there's so many ways. The first way is shut off distractions, Carla, and everyone who's listening. This world is very distracting. This world is very loud. Your life might be very loud and distracting. Your monkey mind might be loud. Yes, give me a thumbs up if you understand that. So shut off electronics, shut off the TV, your radio, shut off your phone, and have a quiet space where you can just breathe. I actually picture my heart opening. And for me, that's the most beautiful place to be. I know that is my job, to keep an open heart throughout the day. Because an open heart, you guys, is going to have you be able to receive spirit. It's going to have you be able to receive God's love. It's going to help you to be able to express spirit, God's love, your truth. It's all done through the open heart. So, Carla, I hope that made sense. Let's see what else people are saying. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Hi, guys. Yay. So, I also want to offer a prayer. Again, being Mother's Day, I want to offer a prayer for all those who have moms in spirit and who have a child in spirit. Okay? So, I'm going to close my eyes. So, if you're going to write anything, I'm not going to be able to read it until I'm done with this prayer. So let's take a deep breath together and just come together in this space, in this loving energy. And God, I ask you to be with everyone that's watching here and everyone that's listening. And, for so many people, their hearts might be broken, their hearts might be dented, and they might feel a little wobbly on this day, on Mother's Day, either because their mom is missing or their child is missing from their physical life. We know they're not missing, but they're missing the physicality of them. And I know that leaves a void in our hearts. And what I know to be true, God, is that sometimes that void can only be filled with your love and your light and your healing. And so I ask for a blessing for everyone who's watching, that space in their heart be touched by love, by light, by the divine. And if you're listening, if you're watching this, just know that if you allow that place in your heart to be touched by God, by spirit, by love, by truth, it will heal. And you'll be able to live with spirit. You're not moving away from them, but you're moving forward with them. You're living with them in spirit. Take a breath. You know, I find often that I have clients that I've worked with through the years who will not allow their heart to be healed. They won't allow themselves to take down the wall of pain that's around their heart. And I understand that. I totally get that. That wall of pain acts as a protection. But think about it, you guys. If there's a wall of protection around your heart, you won't be able to express love. You won't be able to receive love. You won't be able to receive spirit. So I just want you to know you're okay exactly where you are. Take a breath with me. And I want you to just check in again. And just notice if your heart feels just even a teensy bit lighter because you showed up here today exactly as you are. Oh, Kara says, I've learned to carry my mom in my heart with me. Everywhere I go through life, I bring her with me. It's beautiful, Kara. Sorry. It's beautiful. They are with us everywhere we go, but you know, often the heart is the last place we think to look because we're looking out there. I read a quote the other day that I'm absolutely in love with, and it said, you know, the world will teach you what to do to acquire things. The world doesn't teach you what to do when you lose them. And I know that's why I'm here. I know I'm here to help people, whether it's losing someone through death or losing a relationship or losing your identity, right? I work with so many clients who've lost their identity or they've lost their purpose. I want to bring you back home to that. It's why I'm here. Oh, Mary says, my heart's now overflowing with love. Beautiful. There's something that happens when we come together in community and we show up exactly where we are, no judgment, creating a safe space. And I know my role is to hold the vibration of home. It's to hold the vibration of spirit for you, to hold the vibration of God for you. Because when we do that, that's when healing can happen. I'm so glad you're here. Anna said, tomorrow is my mom's anniversary. And I know a lot of times we place a lot of merit on the anniversary date and on the birth date and on the wedding date and all of those dates, right? The death date, all of those dates. And Spirit has said, we don't count those anymore. We don't count them anymore. We are with you as much on those dates as we are in every single day. Every day. I want you guys to know I have quite a few messages from Heaven events coming up. You can find them on my brand new website, sandylenian.com, which I actually created on my own. I'm so psyched. Yeah, it's so cool. But anyway, what else? And I have something really big. I can't announce it yet because I'm not gonna announce it yet. I'm going to be announcing it in a couple weeks, but it's going to be something pretty epic, and it's going to be helping you to come home to yourself, and it's going to be ongoing support from me. So, and I want you with me. Let's see. Oh, Annette says, thank you, Sandy. My mom and 2 sons are in spirit. Oh, Annette, my heart goes out to you, honey. You know, when I read something like that, I know that life won't make sense. Life doesn't make sense when you look at it from our human perspective. It just won't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense that someone has to have 2 sons in spirit. And I know people who have 3 children in spirit. It won't make sense until we start understanding and tuning in to the soul's perspective, right? When you start tuning into the soul's perspective or spirit's perspective, you get a different understanding and your heart can feel more at peace. Thank you for being here, Annette. Chrissy says, I feel a contentment or a peace in my heart right now, Sandy, and I can smell her. Thank you. Oh, yay. Linda says, today can be so hard, but I try to remember them, my mom and my sister, and celebrate them in my heart. Beautiful. It's where you guys, it's all about the heart. It's all about the heart. Rosemary, oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in forever. Mwah. It's for everyone. Gina says, oh, thank you, Gina. You're welcome. Thank you for the beautiful prayer. I needed it today. You're welcome, Carla. Claudette says, my mom, daughter, and my sister are always with me. They are. That spirit is always with you. And you know what I have found is it's a lot of times it's what people don't know that keeps them in pain. I work with clients who are holding on to pain, unresolved pain and unspoken pain, and they've carried it around for 10, 20, 30, 40 years because they're holding some story in their minds that isn't true. And when I work with them and we break down the story and I help them find the truth, you know what happens? Their pain disintegrates and the wall around their heart disintegrates. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen more times than I can even tell you. So, truth sets you free. And it's not anyone else's truth, but it's the truth that's in your heart. Home is in your heart. And I don't know. I'm just so grateful to be with you guys. So thank you for coming on. This is longer than I thought I was going to be here for. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Please share this on your pages with anyone who you think could hear, who needs to hear this message. Put it on your own Facebook page. Tag people in this who need to hear it. And check out the website because there's some fun stuff that's coming on. If you're not on my email list, there's some free gifts on my website, sandylemian.com. You are so welcome, you guys. So, there's a heart opening meditation that's on my website. You can get that for free. There's an ebook called The Other Side of Grief. And I want to make sure that you guys are going to be tuning in because I'm going to be announcing something. And I'm actually going to be launching it on what would have been Talia's 25th birthday. Because going through her birth and her life and her death, her 31 days of being here on earth completely broke me down and broke me open, but it also birthed a mission to touch the world in a really, really big way. So I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Remember, there's nothing about you that needs fixing. You just need to be with it. And we're going to keep coming together in community. I love you from my heart. Shasha says, thank you, Sandy. Oh, thank you. Your work here is much needed. God bless you all. Yes, awesome. All right, please share the video and I will see you guys soon. I love you. Bye-bye.